So let's start at the beginning with a little intro of the IDE for dbt Cloud. So dbt Cloud is a hosted service that helps data engineers and data analysts productionize dbt deployments. So we've seen this page that we left the last video on, which is the development page. This is obviously where you can develop, run, and version control using your integration with GitHub that we also set up as well on the last video, all on the web within a browser environment. If we go over to the hamburger lines at the top left of the screen, and we can go to home. So on this page, you'll see your deployment environments here, which is relevant when you're running dbt on a schedule, and also your run history for any previous dbt runs that you've carried out. And we'll get to those either in this video or later videos. So clicking on the hamburger lines again and moving down to environments. Environments are the environments that you set up for where you want to run dbt. So at the moment, we've got a development environment and a deployment environment available. We can also create a new environment here, and we'll get to that later, as well as creating environment variables. But for now, just be aware, here's your environments. This is where you set them up, and this allows you to run dbt in different environments. And as we've pointed out, by default, you will be given a development environment in dbt. I've added a deployment environment, and if I click into it, you can see at the minute it's an environment setup called deployment. It doesn't have any jobs or anything running in there at the moment. It's just a placeholder for when we get into looking at different demos. On to jobs. So I haven't set up any jobs yet, but essentially jobs are a set of dbt commands such as dbt run and dbt test, for example, which we'll take a look at in this video, that you would like to run on a schedule. So you can set that up, call it a job, and it will run a series of dbt commands for you on whatever schedule you set. So our run history then, if we did have jobs set up, would give us a breakdown of our previous jobs, and the status of each job would appear here. So at the moment, it's not that useful for us because we haven't set up or run any jobs. Develop, we've seen that. That's where we write our code. Account settings is the area that I would like to touch on. So in projects, you can have a number of different projects. And so for a single account, you can have multiple projects. You might want to separate your data flows for good reason into different projects. And that's totally doable using dbt. You can also add notifications, so you find out when things don't work. And you can also manage team members here and invite other users to be part of a team. Now, whereas the account settings allow you to change anything at an account level, if you go to the top right corner and click your icon, or in some cases that might be your profile picture if you've uploaded one, you can then change things associated with your individual user rather than the account itself. So it includes your credentials, and these are the credentials in our case that we've used to connect to our Snowflake environment. You can update or change them here. Your own password into dbt is here. If you go to integrations, you can set up integrations to your own Slack profile to get notifications in Slack, as well as GitHub and GitLab. Once you've set up those integrations, you can choose then how to configure and receive notifications. And that's all there is to it. So in dbt, it's quite simple. We've been through the web UI. It didn't take that long. You should have a good idea where to go now, where to change the account settings, user settings, the different environments and configuration for integrations and notifications. Next, we're going to get into development and have a look how you do that in dbt.